with a motivational speech. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that's been working with me. You know who you are. And also, I want to congratulate everybody in the entertainment industry and also in the music industry for working so hard together. I know sometimes it might seem um, like you're getting nowhere, or it might seem like everything is in vain or whatever. That's the thing. It does seem that way. It does seem like all your efforts and things um, doesn't count. But know there's someone is watching, and is they're always looking for talent, and you'll never know. So you have to keep on working really hard. Um, Practice makes perfect. You can look at anybody's profiles and see that over a time period they've become better, and that's something that I feel very strong about. I feel like, um, especially with the people that I am involved with, I do it from a distance because I don't want you to feel that or to lose the drive that you have. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the actual thing that got people looking at what you're doing. You know. I also have to insist that people must understand that when it comes to commercial value, there's a standard that is required from every industry, and you have to adhere to every organization that you are involved with. You know, you can't do your own thing. We know that from employment. If you are employed at a company, you have to adhere to the company's policies. You have to build on the company's vision, and you have to participate in anything that is stipulated in your contract, which will help the company go forward. In this regard, there's a lot of labels and there's a lot of brands and all those things, and everything needs to be integrated as one. I feel like music and fashion goes together, and I feel like music is a bridge to anything, and music makes everything just go further, especially when it comes to advertising, and especially it saturates the commercial market. So you always have to prepare yourself for one day if you're gonna be selling something, you know, whether it's your own product, whether it's your looks, you as a product, or something that you're producing. You also have to build interest in that. It takes time. Other people invest directly into it if they do have the funds, other people do it organically. Either way, it's proven that both pays, you know. So there's always going to be something. It's a give and take situation. Um, and appearance is everything. So you can't appear next to a product that's already sophisticated, a product that has already been marketed, a product that already has a model, and you're not gonna bring the same value to the product. So you have to understand that commercial value really goes with the modeling of the brand itself, the product itself, and the person that is advertising the product. Things have really changed. Um, um, I don't know how young people perceive it, but as I always say that adults have to make toys for the kids. So who better to make a product for the kids than the adults? You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, we do have younger people that we use or are being used to embrace the market and those type of things. I guess that it's just showing that where the products can be used, you know. So if it's a product that children can indulge in, you're gonna have to at least present it to them in such a fashion. Um, but that's something that is very delicate. So I stay away from that. I'm only in it for people that are adults, so that um, you know, whatever you consume, whether it be music, whether it be lifestyle entertainment or other things, you're an adult to make a choice for yourself. When it comes to creating things for the kids, um, I'm not really into that because I'm an adult myself. So obviously, the things that I'm gonna promote or the things that I like is gonna be from an adult nature. So that makes it totally different. I'm not saying that I can't be there to pick out things for the kids. I can, You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be the one that's gonna explain myself if one of the things that we created as adults, because we do hip hop, we do rap, so there's a lot of swearing, there's a lot of cuss words, and so that could also implicate us and say we're spreading a wrong message. So I don't want to be in that sector. However, I can speak for that sector and say what's wrong, what I think kids should not have, but it could also be can also contradict what I'm doing. So I'm not a person to say a lot. Um, it's already a difficult task being creative in terms of like coming up with new things, and I think that makes it harder for the artists to show themselves because they want to come up with something new, or they want to impress their fans with something new. I guess they just want to see you, man. All I can say is because um, I've also had artists that I followed back in the day. I followed Wayne, and when he said something, it calmed me down. It doesn't even matter what he said, man. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter what he said, as long as he said it. You know what I'm saying? And even if it doesn't even matter if he flops or what, bruh. Like if he flops, it's our flop as his fans. You know what I'm saying? Him and us. So it's not really about that. It's about doing it together. So putting out your album is not really for the public. It's for the people that are waiting for it. So it depends on how you treat your people. But at the end of the day, if you're looking at the generation, it's still the same people. That's how I'm saying. Like all this art, these platforms got audiences, bro. And so you gotta entertain the audience. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make an example. Like Apple has 150 million. So if you want to bring the noise to Apple Music, you gotta understand how you're gonna bring the music. Because now, let's say they already got one or two or three artists that are already stimulating 150 million people, and you pulling up there, you can't take anyone with you because they're already justified to the platform. You're just gonna get um, eyes, an audience. So the audience, so the arena belongs to Apple, but you can still entertain the people. Same with Spotify, same with that. So it's about the audience. You know what I'm saying? Um, so there's a different way of doing things. Um, I guess always still work. I've seen always still work, whether it's the label doing it, whether it's just different times and different worlds. I think. Um, I mean, Wayne still has his fans. Oprah still has her fans. I saw Oprah do over 1 million the other day on a pod, birdie. I mean, she still has her fans. Even though we navigated away from your satellite television to come all the way back to satellite television, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they're still buying into it. People are still watching Oprah. That's why you know what I'm saying? I would partner with Oprah, but they too big in the game. Let me put it to you that way. They too big in the game, so I couldn't partner with Oprah. I could only subscribe to Oprah. Um, but we need such type of talk shows because who's gonna keep the ladies in? No, I wouldn't say in check, but who's gonna listen to what the ladies are saying? So we need those type of platforms. Um, the reason why people are investing in their own media today is because, I mean, like I said, um, if if you telling a story and you breaking off a narrative, and it's kind of, it doesn't matter what the narrative is. You just gotta know that when I pull up, it can't affect me because you know what I'm saying. The real thing. The rest is just sensation. We won't call it lies. We're gonna call it sensation. Why are we gonna call it sensation? Because it's nice. There's a twist to the story. You know what I'm saying? And kind of makes you want to find out the real thing. But as always, there's always going to be sensation around it. You know what I'm saying? And also where we're going with this, because we're trying to take these podcasts and actually turn them into TV shows, get slots for them or whatever. And it's the evolution of it. Everything has evolution, you know. So it started out with a recording, but today it's different. How you own a business. You know what I'm saying? You started out with a recording, but now you own a business. Now you an executive. Now you you're discussing budgets and you planning for years, and it's changing. You know what I'm saying? So most of the things that people are seeing, it's the moves, it's business moves that are being pulled behind closed doors, and then people just see the headlines and the effects. So it turned me into a businessman. You know, I thought that people were just putting on things, but I guess it's just not that. I thought so in the beginning. I thought, damn, putting on there, and they're putting on their pictures, and they're putting on this pictures, and I didn't really know where it was coming from. Now I know. Oh shit, it's not just the post, bro. It's a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole thing. Like I didn't know. I'd see a picture and I'd see somebody and I'd say, okay, that's it. But now I know that there's more that goes into just the post. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna just post it. You know. Now that I'm doing it, now I know. Okay, it's not just the post. You know what I'm saying? This is an actual thing that's going on. This is a whole clothing line, or it's a whole fashion show, or this is a whole project that's going on. You know what I'm saying? But this is just like the visuals of the project that's going on. So I never knew that. I always thought that. So these days when I put out things, they already like they off the shelf already. Like when I put it up, it's already gone. You know what I'm saying? Well, it changed. Um, so it's there's a lot that goes into it. Music makes it cool. I'd say um, we really trying to just keep this thing going. It's very expensive, and it's money that we're not gonna get back. You know what I'm saying? With the Iceman thing, we this was the first time that they were on our asses for a profit out of it all. Like, what are you guys doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you guys doing? There was a lot of money. So how many artists do you think had to spend all that money? You know what I'm saying? Like, judging from how expensive a project actually is, like, and knowing that you have to, break even and even have to make profit after that. It's not easy. It really isn't easy. But that's what the main purpose of the whole thing is, was to honor the contract. So I guess honoring the contract fucked up the whole thing. Niggas were never really into finishing the whole thing and shit like that. Never really into that at all. From my side, it was too layered for me. Um, there was so many people that was, um, man, damn. Okay, imagine I would feel like if you had 200 people in the room and you had to give all of them something. 200. 200 people in the room, you had to make sure that they get it. It's not easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially like if, let's say, you're a novelist and your previous book was a hit. It was a hit. How do you come up with another book that good? How do you come up with another book that good? You know what I'm saying? So I guess like they also know that time frame, because I mean I was just dishing it out. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just dishing it out. Like today, fuck, I don't know how I would be able to do it. I would definitely, but I have to be in a situation, because we was in a situation. We was in a situation like the whole thing was gone. You know what I'm saying? So we was in a fucked up situation, and damn, our backs was way, 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 way against the wall, Brody. Like it was way against the wall. Y'all don't even know what we had to do for it to just drop, bro. Like, you know, and I think, you know, your team is important, bro. Because if the guys wasn't on point like we discussed because it actually came out this year, but these discussions were not held in this year, Brody. Like everything that had happened this year could have been discussed maybe like in 2024. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember the first Iceman thing. We had an argument on Instagram, and it from there we had what's the song? It came up in the Iceman again. What did I miss? I wrote what did I miss? Did I write? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I don't know who wrote what. Nah, let me not say I wrote it. I don't know who wrote what did I miss, but I know we 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 were shit. I don't know. We were in there, and you know, it was Young Thug was on the in the stool doing his thing. He got arrested. Talking about he was over state lines. Um, we didn't have no pen officially at the time. Um, I mean, we just lost pink slips, Brody. I mean, we had Kendrick just, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like he just went through the roof with it, and we was like, go for it, Brody. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like the arc. Just go for it. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't think that it was gonna take us that low, Brody. It took us so low. I was like, damn. I had Drizzy. We was, I mean, we was low, bro. You know what I'm saying? We was low, bro. You know what I'm saying? We all we had was what we had. We had the old ass songs we had left. We had the old ass verses we had left. I was like, fuck, what the fuck is we gonna do with that? You know what I'm saying? So all we could do was, do beats, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Hey, let's get someone else, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And okay, so they came up with the bleep. It's like, well, yeah, that nigga was dope from the get go. So we put some money on QC. It was like, hey, bro, you, you gotta help us. You the ancho nigga, you feel me? He came through with crazy shit. We had Trevor Scott. He was willing to work with us. Crazy shit. We had Nicki Minaj give us some verses that was some crazy shit. We had was Khalifa give us some verses that's some crazy shit. We had Tiger give us some verses. We had Chris Brown give us some verses that was some crazy shit. We had Uzi Vert give us. We had 21 Savage give us some verses that was some crazy shit. We had Jigga. We had Jay Z give us some verses. That's some crazy shit. We had Weezy giving us some verses. We had Eminem giving us some verses. We had Dr. Dre giving us that dope shit, nigga. Yeah, we had Dr. Dre giving us some man, and we just had to keep working, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't even know like if where we were with it. You know what I'm saying? We just had to keep on working. Then we made it to the charts, nigga. But we weren't in the charts for whatever reason. We were in the charts because we were collaborating with some other niggas. But I was already in the charts, but I had no name on it, and I was trying to get these niggas to go through so we can check out number one on the charts. You know what I'm saying? So we was putting on some new rails and some new shit, and then, so we were waiting for the pen to come out. When the pen came out, nigga, excuse my English. So when the pen came out, it was I don't know what happened, nigga. It's wrote all those songs, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I had to keep everything in mind because now, niggas are still moving around on the tabloids and they wasn't ready for. And I had to continue to write until it came out. So I didn't even know it was gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was on Apple Music waiting. We was on Apple. I told them, hey dog, we're only gonna have one shot. Apple Music, you feel me? One shot, nigga. I never been to Apple Music. One shot, nigga. When we get in there, we gonna make it count. When we get in, dog, when we got in, Brody, I mean, I got a savage team, bruh. Like when I pull up band with everything, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So I was in there, got everything prepped up, and then boom, Iceman dropped, nigga. It was like, you feel me? Yeah. So I only had 1 month to be in there, and so I looked at the previous record. I saw they did 150 million in like I don't know 90 days. I think we done that in like 24 hours, nigga. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We done that in 24 hours. So that ain't no thing about a chicken wing, ling, ling. Yeah, y'all gotta watch that. You know what I'm saying? And then in any case, these are actual real listeners. You know how we put this together. It took us years to put it together. It might seem like it just popped off now, but it didn't. We had to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So it was a whole lot of investments and things like that. But at the end of the day, it all boiled down to, um, having actual fans that actually listen to your things and actually real people. So so I'm not against, if, you know, I'm really not against that. But you gotta know that if you're using like a bot farm, I know about the bot farm shit. I don't have anything against it. But if you know that you're using it, right, you should stay in your lane if you're using it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to make no noise if you're using bots, bro. I think if you're using bots, you want to be super quiet about it. You feel me? Like you don't even want anybody to know that you're botting out here. You know what I'm saying? You don't want anybody to know your numbers. I mean, we, I, nigga, I gotta get this. I gotta get that those minerals. So to me, it's not about you know platinum is actually, it means something. I'm actually doing something with the platinum itself. You know, um, I need those minerals that I'm causing to come out the ground. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't understand what other artists are doing. Big ups to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I need those minerals, Brody. So if as soon as I check out platinum, I want to get that registered. I want to get that certified with the Recording Industry of America ASAP. I need my plaque because I'm gonna use my plaque. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why these niggas are using these plaques. They put it on the wall and shit. I use it for something else. Nigga. I'm building cars, nigga. I'm building fucking medical equipment. I'm building cell phones and shit with mine. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know what you're doing with yours. You're putting it on the wall and you're putting it in a video. I need my plaque because I need, to build infrastructure for my people. That's what I use my plaques for. I use my plaques and I partner with what's this? Jacob and Co. That's why I got the watches popping off because I partner with that. You feel me? So that's where it comes from. Once I get the platinum certification, I'm gonna put it on my watch. Once I get a diamond certification, I'm gonna chop that diamond up and put it in my watches. And that brings value to my portfolio. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you become, you know, where you like, uh, how can I say, you know, you're valuable. Yeah, valuable. That's how you become valuable. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I use it for. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's all I can say. And so that's what makes the production expensive because we can actually price what's in the production. You know what I'm saying? So I can actually say, hey, you know what I'm saying? That video had 4 Ferraris in them, and that was like 40 million. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the frame costs. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how y'all make this art, but Jay-Z told me how to make this art. You know, so uh, I don't really talk to people straight like that. It's not really allowed. Yeah, so all I can say is I'm here to motivate everybody that's in the industry to say, hey, check it out, bro. Keep on doing what you're doing. It's gonna pay off one day. That's what I'm saying. Keep on doing what you're doing. It's gonna pay off one day. You know. And then, hey, when you were grown up, like, you know, I saw I saw the Blueface thing. I don't know what's going on there. Why she got his face tat on her face? I think that's what's fucking it up. I think so. He should put out a song. She should put out a song or an album. That's bad. But this, I don't know, man. Is it like love and hip hop? Uh, I don't want to talk too much. Um, I like the way things are going. People in actually, I'm glad it's away from the drill beef type of shit. Because that shit not funny. We can still make the songs though. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'd make the song. I know how to make the song so with that, with precision, make it. I know how to make the song with precision. You know what I'm saying? Um, when it comes to Pusha FDO, man, I come on, man. FDO, that was some dope shit. When I wrote that shit was dope. You know what I'm saying? That shit was dope. I like that shit. FDO. It's like STFU, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's all me. I liked it. Um, the fact that niggas are still in those old school contracts like that, I don't know, bro. I did say put the nigga on tour, let him come back, do his thing, bada bing, bada boom. But I'm not the nigga's manager. The nigga not signed to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, he probably has like 4 or 5 artists that he can, school and shit, probably can write for them. Like the nigga write some shit. I don't know. Maybe they can make more money out of pool. Who knows? All I know is I got a plaque out of that. I saw it, I think, July. It went platinum. That's my job, you know what I'm saying? Yeet, you know what I'm saying? That's my belly stream right there. Anytime that nigga pulls up, that's gonna be a billion streams. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing a ling ling. You hear me? That's what I like. Um, I like, I like, I like anything from a billion up. You heard me? Like it has to be from the billion up. You heard me? Just hold the phone. Just wanna see what it do. Somebody out here calling it, nigga. False alarm, man. So that's basically how I feel, man. I just came to say that I want to motivate people and say, hey, keep on doing what you're doing. Somebody probably watching you, and you're probably gonna get your big break soon. Let me say this. You know what I'm saying? Like, a 10-year to 5-year build is actually what you want. You know what I'm saying? If you do find somebody that's willing to invest in you early on, big ups to you. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to you. But if you want to have your own type of shit going on, like your own company and whatever, I feel like 10 years is like, you know, it can't tell you nothing after 10 years or 20 years, 15 years. Then um, that you at least understand the industry. Uh, that's how I feel. And I feel like anybody can blow up at any time. I mean, any song can blow up right now. You know what I'm saying? Like we can make an old song blow right now. You heard me? Not me though. But there's some means and ways that we can bring that song back up. You know what I'm saying? We can bring that back up. Any song can pop off anytime. You feel me? We proved that in 2026 that old songs can go up right now. You know what I'm saying? So um for me to write songs now is for me to take the old songs off the righteous road. I feel like they still need to be on there because we had previous years, let's say from when we had the ADD bunch coming through, everything turned into ADD. So uh, I say Gen Z's ADD is what I say. So when they pulled up, everything just pop, pop, just fast, like, prr, 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 and they really thought that that was like the market, but they knew that these kids they haven't even, you know, they don't even know what a disc is. You feel me? They don't even know what a TDK, like a cassette is, my nigga. You know, they don't know where the diamond standard comes from, and so that alone means that they're not really making any music. They're making a noise. You know what I'm saying? So from just getting a song onto the internet and actually having it recognized as a song is like a whole different motherfucking process. And there's so many songs that we have created before that didn't even fit the script of that. There has to be curated into it being, how many layers have to be put onto the song, how many years the song has to play. So no, it's not about that. And as a song itself has to get played so many times for it to sound even good. It's not like you can just make the song and it's gonna sound that good. It actually has to play a good amount of number of times. It has to rotate so many times for it to become what it is. So no, a new song cannot just come out today and boom, you know. If it does, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing, you know. But like I said, people have their own charts. They own it. People have their own um, journalists that can write for them articles that seems that it comes from prominent companies, but it does not. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay for an article to be written, so you're gonna look expensive. So there's a lot of money going into it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to spend all that money. That's just notoriety. That's old tactics. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it doesn't work. It's like people thinking about. It's like them with the Grammys. Understand this about the Grammys. The Grammys belongs to a certain group of people. If you want to have their recognition, that group of people, their establishment, then you must adhere to the terms and conditions of what the Grammys wants. Then you'll be accepted and they'll do that. But if you want to do your own thing, they don't see what you're doing. So it's about, do you want to get recognized by that institution? Yes, if yes, then adhere to the terms and conditions of admission. Just listen to what they're saying because they're not going to accept your application or submission if it's not in that fashion. Like Too Hard for the Radio. Let me explain to you why the title Too Hard for the Radio. Right? Okay. It is to the title itself is defiant of the radio itself. You understand what I'm trying to say? And so it's a contradiction, and they have to want to play it. You understand? They're playing it, but it's too hard for the radio. So that's like a straight contradiction. So they have to, but it's not for someone that doesn't have issues with radio play. It's someone that has issues with radio play. And you're saying that the song is too hard for the radio, and the radio feels like there's no song in the world that's too hard for the radio, and then they play it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a reverse psychology in the title itself. It's just a tactic, Brody. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's one of the things that can get you in there. But it also has to have the right people, the right circumstances, and those type of things. Nobody came out and said any song was too hard for the radio. They always begged the radio to play their music. But in this fact, the song says, it's too hard for the radio. You know what I mean? And radio's like, there's no way it can be so hard for the radio. So it's going to play it, you know what I'm saying? And it's between the radio and the song itself. You understand what I'm saying? Then with the Janus STFU, remember, it is not easy to put cuss words in the title. So that was just a way of getting the shut the fuck up into the title itself. Same applies to um the the FDO first day out. You understand what I'm saying? But it has the same effect. The song is designed to it's designed to climb up the charts. The design of the song is for it to always check out at number one, regardless of what it is. It will always go from wherever it is to number one and back again. So the song was designed to do that. It was written to do that. It was built to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So to ask someone to do Genesis STFU for you is to ask them to give you the blueprint for your song to chart on number one. Any day people feel like listening to Genesis STFU, it goes to number one regardless of what is there. Right? The only way you can do it is if you wrote the next 10 or the next five that's actually there. You understand? Which is choosing Texas, your hit the walls. I wrote those songs. That's the reason why Genesis STFU can go straight past them and check out there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because the same artist that wrote um, the songs, except for the Toy Story 5 song, the rest of the songs I wrote it. So that's the reason why Genesis STFU can go straight past, because the design was like that. So in country music itself, it's the music that's being played in the country. You heard me? And so those are things that's being played every day that shapes the contours, the walls of the country, the mood and the overall feel of the country. Hip hop is not there for that. You understand? It appears and it just goes because it's that type of moment. But you have these, yo, it's they call it country music, but it doesn't have that sound. They think it has the Texas sound. It's not. Country music means it's being played in the country to shape the country's contours itself. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not a genre. It is actually country music. It's being played throughout the whole country in the radio waves. And that's what country music actually is. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I could write music for like your Ariana Grande them and your Taylor Swifts is because I listened to that type of music in the beginning in my life. You know, I'm from Eastern Cape, and so we listened to a whole lot of coastal music, which had that beach kind of feeling in. You feel me? Like like a Britney Spears and them. That's why I like Britney. You feel me? Like I don't care if she looks crazy or whatever. I like that because she's an artist. What the hell is she supposed to do? She's supposed to be like that. I mean, she's supposed to perform. I mean, that's like she's a natural. She's gonna be like that until the day she passes. You understand what I'm saying? So there's she's not gonna change, and I need that. You know, I need that. I need somebody that's gonna stay like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you should go crazy or whatever, but she's real, Brody. You know, she came out the other day talking about I don't know what happened to her Botox type shit. You heard me? But that's the truth. You know? You know what I'm saying? And she's still a celebrity, bruh. And I feel like if you should look at how her youth was when she was performing in things compared to the kids today, they ain't doing nothing. You heard me? They ain't doing nothing. I mean, you heard me? Like child pop stars like Britney Spears, damn nigga, they ain't doing nothing. I mean, I could put her on for weeks on my YouTube. She'll just perform and perform. Same thing like Breezy, you feel me? I mean, those are people that has performances back to back. You want to buy into something like that when it comes to entertainment, especially when you're building a channel. You want to buy into something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because now he got back to back shows, and people are willing to pay for that to see it online. You understand what I'm saying? And it's there's nothing wrong with paying for it because it's an actual show. Whether you're watching it from home or whether you're watching it, it's still a privilege to watch the show. So it's still paid for. That's the type of things that I invest in. It's the type of people that I want to keep with me because I never toured like they toured like that. You heard me? Like on their level. You understand what I'm saying? Um, although it's the same type of people, a lot of people like that, but for them physically to have been there on stage like that with 150,000 people, or it's crazy. It really is. Imagine how it would feel to stand in front of that people, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I like the greats. They work really hard, and when it comes to working with their legacies, especially with the legacy of Michael Jackson and shit, they don't have an issue. If you want to work with it, I didn't have an issue. The way I did it wasn't the way they did it though. I sneaked it in there, um, you know. But most of them, you can't get past Michael, man. Like, you can't get past Michael Jackson. What I'm saying is, like, every time you're gonna reach that level of greatness, you're gonna see Michael Jackson do something somewhere like he's alive, bro. That's all I'm saying. And it doesn't matter how they're gonna explain it. Michael's gonna come out, he's gonna do some things, and he's gonna be off like he never left. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something awesome for me working with these legends and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It just took me to the next level. I had the privilege of seeing an interview of Lenny Kravitz. That was crazy stuff. I never knew it would happen that way. I was like, I made a comment. I said, I didn't even know. I was thinking about, hey, but that's a rock star. Hey, man, that's a rock star. I didn't even know his name, Brody. Let me be honest. It was like I watched a series with this other girl, and it was like it was called Star. There was this white, I don't know if she's white, but I don't know. But there was this female, and she just so just attractive and shit, you know. But she was like an artist that was struggling, whatever. Turns out her parents is like superstars, which is Lenny Kravitz. I saw him once. It's like, man, this nigga's a rock star. Get it? It ain't even about him. Like the series ain't even about him. It just, you know, he turns up in a few scenes. But I was like, that is a rock star. That's a fucking rock star. Damn. And so I thought about it the other day. Hey, man, how am I gonna? What's this guy's name? You know what I'm saying? But as I know the universe, like Brody, you can just think about it. It's gonna pop, pop, pop. He popped up, bro, on a YSL commercial. He popped up. It's like bam, bam, bam. He almost looked like me. You feel me? It's like damn. Like, oh, I didn't. I don't remember doing a YSL commercial. I didn't do a YSL commercial. Oh, that nigga looks like me though. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. But hey, it's Lenny Kravitz. And um, one day I was on my YouTube and a short popped up. I seen, hey, it's Lenny Kravitz, and um, I was usually I'd go for it. Like I'd say, hey, let's collab or something. Usually I just do it, but this is Lenny, bro, you know, and this is absolute, and you know, he plays all the instruments, and you know, it was, you know, so I was like, damn, because now I don't know how long the project's gonna take if I feel like I wanna do anything with him. It could take us 4 years. I'm so afraid to just open up a can. You know he's gonna do full body of work. You know, I'm gonna have to be in his world, and sounds like, you know, I'm gonna take my time with this. You know, I think I put in a verse. The way I know how it works, I think he's gonna do that verse. He can have it. I love him. If he sings it, I wouldn't even want nothing from it. I'd just be grateful that Lenny Kravitz singing my verse, and that's it. I wouldn't even, man. I just play the song. I would just play the song, and that's because that's what I do. If I find my lyrics in a song, I just play it and I jam on it. I create some content on it. I tease it, and boom, you know, if people like it, we're gonna drop it. If they do that, we're gonna do a whole album. So it just depends on what people like. Because if they start liking what we do, and then we move with it, That's how we do it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the main purpose of this video was to motivate everybody. So I hope everybody be motivated and